Welcome back to
All About Art
with myself, Shalina and Lexi,
and our co-host, Nani.
Tonight we're going to be talking about some crazy things, some red wine and some
really old stuff.
Why don't you start us out with that red wine? I'm interested to hear about that.
Will do, Shalina.
So what we're looking here in front of us is a Dionysus Calyx that was made by the potter and painter Ezechias in the mid-500 BC era. So we're talking about the ancient Greeks here. So basically what this is a small wine cup. As I'm going to say small by their standards because this ceramic piece is about 30 centimeters in diameter, which is approximately a foot is what we're talking about. Some little facts about how this was made really quickly. Like I said, it's a ceramic piece. So what would happen is this would be a piece that would be thrown on the wheel. So the pieces would be thrown separately, the bowl would be thrown, and then the stem or the foot on the bottom would be thrown, or vice versa. And then they would be attached together and the handles would then be put on it. For the paint or the decoration on it, what actually would happen, it's not so much of a paint as it's a slip. So basically it's clay from a different clay body, which means it would fire a different color. So when it got put into the kiln, it would come out a different color. So they'd use a slip to draw on the design with some brushes, and then a tool, and they would carve in designs into the slip. So as you can see, a close-up here of the design that's on there right now. It has, the black slip is on it, and then the waves of the hair, or the stars in the robe that this god in the middle of the bowl is wearing. The technical term for what they're doing is called black Attic figure painting. And it's basically just that when the slip is fired on the piece, it turns black. That's basically what it means. In the middle is the god Dionysus, surrounded by 7 dolphins and branches of grapevines growing out of the mast of the ship. Basically, the myth goes that Dionysus was traveling to Athens and he was attacked by pirates. And so to scare them off, he made grapevines grow up the mast of the ship that he was in. And the pirates were so scared they jumped off and turned into dolphins. So the 7 pirates are actually 7 dolphins that you see in this wine cup here. And actually, when you're drinking the wine in the wine cup, at one point, if you hold it at a certain angle, you'll actually get this effect of the wine pooling in the bottom and Dionysus' ship actually floating on it. So it's a very surreal feeling, almost combining the picture on the bottom along with the actual wine that you're drinking. On the outside, there's some eyes that are situated there. So what's supposed to happen is when you hook your thumbs in the handles on the outside, you tip it up. If you're talking to someone and someone's looking across from you, when you tip it up, it's supposed to look like your eyes are still looking at them through their eyes that are on the cup. So that was the idea. Ezechias was a very prestigious potter and painter. 2 of his vases were actually found in the Acropolis, which was a very important religious sanctuary, so they obviously gave great weight to the work that he was doing. According to the art history book that I used, the revised edition, they said that Ezechias took his subjects from Greek legend, matching painted composition to vessel shape with great sensitivity. I think this quote is perfect to sum up this work that he has done. It obviously represents, the god Dionysus and the Greek culture that they have around this wine and all the cults that were formed from what they believed him to be representing, and just it encompasses all of this feeling and the culture of just being Greek and how important this wine symbolism was to them. And then just to have this as an art piece in itself is just so magnificent, and to combine the two, it just has so much rich history and just so many stories.
Lexi, that was so interesting. And now that you've made that piece, we're gonna be drinking. Not that much. Grape juice. That's where it's at.
Adventist College. Anyway, Shalina, I want to hear about some really old stuff.
You know it. Let's take it away.
Now what you can see here before you is the bushel with ibex motifs. is prehistoric, so it's before written record, and the time period is probably 4200 to 3500 BC. It was found at Susa Acropolis, which is in modern-day Iran, and it is a thin cup-like structure about 11 by 6.5 inches in size. It definitely appears handmade, and this is because of how the rim of the cup is uneven. It doesn't give the appearance of a perfect shape that a wheel would produce. And the condition of the bushel with ibex motifs is clearly worn. There's a large crack down the middle, and it certainly displays age and wear. Now, the subject matter that is on this piece revolves around birds, goats, and dogs. And this implies that the people of Susa had recently entered the Neolithic Revolution because of how the art focuses on those animals, and that's what's around them in their everyday life. Seeing as we have no written records, we can only speculate as to what the artist was trying to communicate through the subject matter. The artist also included a band of dogs, indicating that they had probably had domesticated dogs. And last but not least, the goat. It takes up the most space on the pot, and this probably signifies the importance of the goat in their life. These animals likely also held certain meanings or beliefs to the people. Perhaps the birds represented water. We don't know. Also, within the horns of the goat, there's an abstract motif, perhaps, symbolizing a clan or a group. There's different markings like this on several of the pots and bowls that were found there, and we just don't know what they are. The artist, he applied a very simplistic and creative approach to design. The lines are certainly repeating, and they're constantly found running vertically and horizontally. This in turn creates a sense of harmony because of how our eyes can continue to follow the long necklines. Another interesting shape that the artist uses is a circle. This can clearly be seen in the shape of the cup and the shape of the horns of the goat. The animals are certainly stylized and natural, and this is certainly shown in the elongated necks of the birds, the stretched out bodies of the dogs, although this could also be representative of a greyhound type of dog, where they have long and thin bodies. But especially the goat with its triangle body and geometric circle horn. The simple use of geometric shape creates a very simplistic yet aesthetically pleasing effect. So all in all, I'd say this piece is very, very beautiful in its design and very interesting because we don't know very much about it.
Well, thanks, Shalina. That was really interesting. I hope you guys all at home learned something interesting about art today.
Stay classy, Carson.
And we'll see you next time.